It's that time of the month. You know who I am. Yours truly, the Legendheart, a.k.a. Mr. All Day, Every Day, a.k.a. the one and only Brandon Johnson. And today we got a special episode of the Roundtable Podcast. If you don't know, now you know. And on today we have none other than the incomparable, the super pleasant, the person that's uncanny like an X-Men. We got none other than let's have you introduce yourself.
How y'all doing? My name's Chavez Milam. I'm the owner of KangUneeq, and I'm coming to spread my word to y'all today. You feel me?
Very good.
I've been blessed to come on to this Roundtable Podcast and talk my word and listen to what he got to say and speak my truth. So let's get into it.
Indeed. So, we actually have a guest right that's in the room with us. The person that made this possible, none other than Brian himself.
What's up? How's it going?
And with that said, Brian, you were one of the people that you made this episode. Come on, get in the camera.
I'll smile.
Come on, say hello. Let the folks know who
What's up? How's it going?
There we go. So with that said, Brian's responsible for this. That's your family member, right?
That's fine.
Okay. So with that said, I've always thought highly of Brian myself. Nothing but mutual love, mutual respect. And he's responsible for linking us to. So with that said, let's get straight to the direct questions, to the good questions. KangUneeq. I've gotten the pleasure of getting to warm up and get to know you leading up to this. So let's begin with that. How did you come up with the concept KangUneeq?
Man, honestly, I was in 6th grade. Me being in 6th grade, I was with my friend. His name is Deer. We were chilling in class, everything, playing around. Man, I was like, what if I just change up King and I just replace it with an A? I ain't have no thought process to Kang first. Just replace it with an A. I replaced it with an A. I said Kang. I was like, it sound kind of slang, sound kind of different. I still ain't had no thought process with it. I ain't thinking what I'm thinking right now. I switched it up. Then the Deer, he hit me up with like, let me draw it. So he drew out Kang, and I'm like, it looked kind of hard. You feel me? He got like a little twist to it. And so from that point on, I took that drawing and I took that note, and I was like, Kang. And the thing about Kang is that, like, as time has went on, that word has meant more and more and more. So I've went on to understand Kang more each year as I've grown. So from me just looking at it as a word, now it's a whole meaning. And as far as and you bring in unique with it, they have their own meanings now. So now that's where we at right now. That's how it started. Just off a word.
I like that because what you just described, and I've been telling this to a bunch of people as of late. We got to talk about it briefly before coming live. I love KRS-One.
Yeah.
I love KRS-One. And if you know, you know. But for the people that don't know, KRS-One stands for Knowledge Reigns Supreme Over Almost Everyone. And when you listen to his interview about how he came up with it and how he became the person he become, it all started in similar fashion where it goes, he goes, I wanted to be an MC. I wanted to be hip hop. I wanted to be all these cool things.
Yeah.
So I changed my name so that it was cool because he was influenced by Grandmaster Flash and Africa Bambaataa and people like them, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is cool. Let me adopt my own identity, right?
Yeah.
Let me adopt my own name. So he goes KRS-One. But just like him, we start off just focus on the cool and the positive, right? Brainstorm. But just like him and what he would go on to say, he goes on to explain, I became teacher KRS-One because I was pursuing my name. And that's powerful. That is very powerful. Pursuing my name. So like knowledge reigns supreme. If he's pursuing his name, he's got to work on that intellect. He's got to work on that wisdom.
Yep.
That's how I came up with my moniker, the Legendheart, right? Like,
Yep.
I always was taught to aspire to be your personal best that you can be.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, the best isn't the best. The best are legendary, right?
Yeah.
They're iconic. They're unique. Pun not intended. So it's all about the pursuit of your name and making sure that you reimagine what you see in the mirror.
Yeah.
So like when I was first getting to talk to you and getting to know you, I fell in love with what you stood for, bro.
For sure.
I fell in love with what you stood for.
For sure, dog.
So uniqueness. So like that's what you're doing, KangUneeq.
Yeah.
You're
And let me put some thought to what unique is. As you have a king, you have your queen on your side to walk you through the earth and walk you through what you finna do and walk her what she's finna do. So I basically, I made my own slang version for King. For King. I had to make it for Queen, man. So what I did was I just ended up flipping the words around to make it into something that I could see our beautiful queens out there working with. So I made unique.
Yo, I need a soundboard for that one. That one would have been deserving of the whole shebang because I didn't realize that.
Yeah, man.
Now that you pointed it out.
UNEEQ. QUEE.
Yes.
QUEEN.
Yeah. That. My man.
Yeah.
Mad respect. On subject. You got you a queen?
Nah, I ain't got a queen right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Priorities first. All things in due time.
It's all gonna come into play.
Exactly. With that said, that does bring up something I wanted to bring to the audience's attention. How old are you?
I'm only 18.
Only 18.
I'm only 18 right now.
Only 18. Holy mother of pearls. I'm still awestruck by that fact because I know you checked out the first episode.
Yeah.
Old buddy, he's my age. He's a little bit younger, like 30 something. And when I first came up with this project, the only thing I knew was that I wanted it to have mature people, mature minds, because we're going to have mature agendas, right?
Yeah.
But I look and I go, the reality is, while that's great, I wanted something for a younger demographic too.
Yeah.
I wanted something so that people of all generations, and for that sake, even younger than you, like I want people that's 10, 12, 14 to adopt that regal mentality, that king and queen mentality. That mindset, exactly. So, like, it was very refreshing because I remember messaging you and going, hey, what you want to drink? And I'm expecting, like, let me get Henny, let me get some let me get whatever. And you're like, Sprite. And I'm like, Sprite?
Yeah, man.
Sprite? All right, I got you.
Hit me with the Sprite.
But why the Sprite? I'm 18. Oh, snap. Okay. So I applaud you. I have nothing but immense respect for you being on your grind.
Yeah.
You being an entrepreneur and at such an early age. So that brings up my next question. The vision began at about 6th grade.
6th grade, that being 11.
11.
It's been 7 years in the making.
7 years. So was that the birth of just the idea, the philosophy, or was that the birth of the, hey, let me do apparel? What began at that point?
That right there, that began the birth of, like, honestly, you could say I've been growing my whole life, I've been learning my whole life, but I started to find my own identity when I found that word, when I found king, because first I am a king, so when I found that word in particular, I started working on myself towards that light. Now, every day from my time of 11 through, like, say 16, 17, I wasn't just screaming, like, Kang every day.
Mm-hmm.
It was an idea. It was an idea that I was coming into play with, but I didn't truly understand what I was going through. But as time continued to go on and as time continued to fluctuate, I began seeing myself like, Chavez, when you do these actions, when you take these leadership roles, when you go out into the world and put forth your note, this is king type, business. And that's when I was like, I really need to push forth what I even thought of at 11 years old. I need to push that forth because that is the embodiment of me. I'm a Kang. Mm-hmm. A lot of our brothers and sisters out here are also Kangs, and they're also learning to become one. They're also learning to become one with themselves, and that's the point of Kang, man. It's promoting it. First, the mission statement is to promote inner worthiness within yourself. Mm. If I break that down, that's basically meaning you're not taking from nobody. You're not taking his identity. You're not taking her identity. What you're doing is you finding yourself. You finding who are you really? What do you represent? Who do you stand for? What do you want to do with your life? How do you want to build? How do you want to build your kingdom? How do you want to build your legacy? That's what really the embodiment of Kang is, and that's kind of how I've been growing these last 7 years. Yeah, man.
All right, so another thing that I shared with you, my amongst my personal philosophies, I've always long been of the mindset legends come from other legends.
Yeah.
So for you to have those kind of epiphanies at such an early age, for you to have come to the realizations of your royalty, of the fact that yes, I need to operate differently.
Yeah.
That generally doesn't come alone. So like, what were your parents like? What are your parents like?
My parents are like, they the realest people you ever meet in your life, because they'll tell you what's real, they'll tell you what's not real. Not like, let me expose Santa Claus, but like they'll tell you what's real in this world, man. And they'll also tell you, like, they knew and they know how to plant seeds. That's how I learned the phrase of planting seeds in other people's heads. Mm-hmm. When I was around 15, when I was around 14 years old, I was trying to plant seeds in my other friends' heads about business. Knowing that we don't know too much. We just still playing video games. We still doing things. But the thing they taught me was that you need to plant seeds in people's heads. No, those seeds won't always hatch just like that. Mm-hmm. Seeds don't just hatch because you put water on them just for that one day. Seeds hatch over water and over time. I mean, not seeds, but plants happen over watering the seed over time and over time. And one day, that seed's going to hatch and things are going to start to transpire. So that's what my parents, they taught me really to plant seeds in the people around me. And they planted the biggest seed in my head, which was yourself. Know yourself first. Know yourself first. And then you go to your community and you spread the knowledge and you spread the word out there to them. Mm-hmm. While also speaking about my parents, love them. But what do you call it? While speaking about them, I live in a very black community. I've lived in a black community my whole life. They brought me down here from South Carolina to Atlanta when I was 2 years old. So from that point on, I've been around black people my whole life. I've been in a black system, a black school system, but black friends, black teachers. So just seeing my own kind, it's different when certain people, when you have white teachers or different race teachers, right? It's different because they can talk to you, they can be nice to you and everything like that, but they're not, they're not with you. They're not pigment. They're not melanin. So what do you call it? Me seeing my own people and knowing that I can have a conversation with them if I have to go deep about something, or if something needs to, or say like they can understand what I'm going through or what I'm saying. It really helped out build me to the person I am today, to be with my own people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Community, compatibility, relatability, all of that matters. Yeah. It all matters. And that even goes teachers, as far as it ranges from teachers to coaches to family, friends, just everybody. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Old heads have this saying. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Mm-hmm. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So like, I was already encouraged
to take you on for this episode, because again, show me your friends, Brian. You know,
Yeah.
And I'll show you your future. So with that said, what's your friends like? Who the people that encourage you, like outside of your direct family?
Yeah.
Who do you surround yourself with? What kind of influences do you have there?
I surround myself by like-minded people, not yes men. Because yes men, they'll tell you yes. They'll tell you yes to everything that you do. But like-minded people, what like-minded people will do for you is they'll point you to a different direction, or they'll help expand the idea that you already have. So those like-minded people, I've known them for a good minute now. One of them being he helped with just the simple. He wrote it down the first time I spoke to him. We was 6th grade in the deer. He don't know, but he really helped. He helps put together this KangUneeq. Like, he helped me build. He planted a seed in my mind. As I said, Kang, he wrote it down. If he didn't write it down, I probably would have forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he wrote that word down, and that's one of the like-minded people that's in my friend group that helps me build. What do you call it? The other people, the other brothers, man. Yeah, I've been with them for my whole life, and you know, they while I was still trying to figure out what Kang was for myself, I would hear what they had to say. Say I ask a question or something like that. I ask maybe like a subliminal question to see what type of response I might get. You know, they put ideas into my head where I'm like, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. They help me branch out for my network. They help put my apparel as far as and bring it around the school so that people can see the message. And at first they can just see what it is, and then once you start getting into it, you see the message.
If you build it, they will come.
They will come. And my boys, man, they really done did that, man, for years.
Oh, man. So, since we got the time, since we got the platform, shout your boys out. Who are they?
Man, go on. We can go down a little list. Two Christian, Alphonse, White, Malachi, Jaden, Sean, Josiah, Jordan, Brent, T-Chuck, Josh. Yeah, I got a couple.
You got so many more.
I got a couple more, man.
You got so
and
many
they
more.
all put together. They all put together what we done built right now, man. For real.
Good to hear. So if you heard your name, you know who you are.
If you ain't hear your name either, man, you know I love you, man, because you know I got you.
Exactly. And with that said, that brings up one of the lessons, because what I'm doing, I revisit this. I haven't gotten into editing as of yet, but I do revisit it to try to glisten some takeaways and stuff. And you just already preach one of the messages I keep explaining to people all the time. There is no success that comes without a team behind you.
Yeah.
Even individual successes. You follow sports. Even in boxing, there's a coach behind you.
Yeah.
There's a sparring partner that oftentimes have to be as good as you, if not better, so that you can come to form. There's no success, even individual successes, that don't come without the team behind you. So shout out to them, to the men and women that's got your back and that is making this reality.
And Gabe.
Peyton, what's good, partner? So all right, so we covered that. I know spirituality is something that's important to you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What is your spiritual subset? What's your belief system?
My belief system is spirituality in itself. Not gonna go too deep and within one of the things that I'm about to say, but I follow the law of mathematics. If you don't know what the law of mathematics is, it's basically a group of numbers that you can live by and that you can embody throughout each of your days, throughout each of the months. So let's say the first. Today's the first, that's knowledge. Now, I'm not going to, every day that I wake up, right, I'm not screaming knowledge. Like, I'm not just waking up like knowledge. But if I do recognize that today is the first, I try to make sure that in my power I do gain some more knowledge than I did yesterday. And that I do gain more knowledge within the cycle that I'm finna go through again. Say today's April 2nd. A wisdom. Today I got some, let me get some more wisdom. Let me hear from somebody. Let me listen to somebody speak that's from a higher intellect. Let me talk to my elders. Let me call my grandmother up. You feel me? Let me just hear something. I'll just go through the 9.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Knowledge, wisdom. 1 is knowledge. 2 is wisdom. 3 is understanding. 4 is culture and freedom. 5 is power and refinement. 6 is let's come back to 6. 7 is God. 8 is born. No, 8 is 8 is born. 9 8 is build and destroy. 9 is born. 0 is cipher. I go through those things each day and I learn them. And as time goes on, I continue to build myself throughout each of these days, looking at those numbers and rehearsing those words. Rehearsing those words that come with those numbers. The 20th, I'm doing the same thing. I'm figuring out who I am each of these days. And that's what spirituality is for me. I don't think you need to personally restrict yourself, not hating on anybody's belief system or anything like that, or disregarding it. But I believe you need, like I said, the thing about KangUneeq is you're looking in oneself. And that's the biggest thing for me. So I look in oneself every day. Whatever I need to work on for myself, I'm going to work on that before I go read a verse that might not work with what I need for myself today. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I'm going to work on myself first. So that's where my spirituality comes from and how I think.
Okay. So that brings up so many questions. The rule of mathematics?
Law of mathematics.
The law of mathematics. Okay, how did you get introduced to that?
It's my pops, man.
Really?
Pops.
Because I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But that's it. I haven't been really exposed to that and whatnot. So that's really actually, I'm just gonna say that's really cool to actually get to talk about that. I've never been exposed to it.
And if you hear what I just said, I want you to rather look it up and read it for yourself, and then you can go from there and begin to think about it more. But look it up.
Look it up. So you got your educational material for the podcast. Look up the law of mathematics. Okay. All right. So we covered childhood, we covered inspirations, we covered spirituality, we covered a decent amount. Okay. So when did you start? What was the birth date of your business?
The birth date of my business, when we became an official LLC last November. We became an official business last November. The birth of the business, though, where I began to think about apparel, it first started off with apparel. If I was 16, I began my own Teespring business. I was like, all right, let me just put it on a shirt, put it out there. So I had put it on a Teespring shirt. I bought a couple, bought a Kang shirt for myself. My father has his own logo, Mind of Mutant. He bought himself a hoodie or two. And from that point on, that started the technical apparel beginning. Mm-hmm. And I started on Teespring, and currently right now I'm still on Teespring. But I'm going to change up, build a whole, a brand, a storefront is coming, online storefront is coming very soon.
Okay.
Online storefront where it's coming from straight from in-house material, in-house everything instead of Teespring marketing. So, but I started on Teespring.
Okay. So, I gotta ask, because there's a lot of people, and especially with our with some of our audience. You say you got an LLC November past.
Last November, yeah.
What did that do for you?
What did that do for me? Mentally, for me, it basically gave me the idea that, all right, Jay, this is it. This is your business now. This is what you finna do. This is the work that you've been thinking of since hard since COVID. You finna put it into play now. Now you finna really get into it. And when people ask, "Oh, you ain't real," or whatever type of put they want to put into you, you be like, "Nah, this is happening. This is all real. This is all coming to fruition." Cause let me explain about how I'm going past just apparel. When I grabbed the LLC, that brought on the ideas of it doesn't just have to be apparel. KangUneeq can be everything. I can have my own enterprise of KangUneeq different things. So that right there, me getting that LLC, it wasn't just something that I put on paper, or it wasn't just a business that I could put on paper. It helps out, but it wasn't just something I could put on paper. What that did that day, or when I was looking at it, it brought on the beginning of the other things that I do now. I've learned skills in cooking, and I've learned skills in production and gaming over my last 4 years, and gaming from beyond, because we're kids. I've learned that, and I'm continuing to learn that. But the thing is, I was like, why not use my knowledge, the skills that I've grabbed, and turn that all into something that KangUneeq can use for itself. So that's when I got my LLC, the birth and the idea of KangUneeq Gaming, KangUneeq Eats, and KangUneeq Production came into play. And that's not all that KangUneeq is gonna be giving out. It's only time to come, y'all. We still working.
I was about to ask you that because I can tell you got, as we would say, you got that hustler's ambition. You got that drive.
Yeah.
You got so many intangibles at work for you that, again, it's very uncommon for young men your age or younger, and especially, again, at 11 to be introduced to your renaissance, if you will. That is supremely rare, my man. That is supremely rare. Legendary. Dare I say it? Yes, I had to get that plug in there. Okay. So apparel started a couple of years ago. When did your other stuff start? When did you start brainstorming it?
So that started around January.
Okay.
I posted my first cooking video about January, December. And from that point on, I was like, all right, if I can post a cooking video. I've also been screenwriting and script writing for class and for myself, and writing skits and everything like that on my free time. So while I did that, I was like, all right, let's script write. Let's do something else. So for the KangUneeq production, I've produced a skit. I produced there's a skit. It's on KangUneeq.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I laughed my tail off.
Yeah, man. I produced a skit with my boys on there and my parents. What do you call it? I've also KangUneeq Eats. I produce the food videos. So all the food videos that you watch, that's produced by KangUneeq Productions. So, and that's KangUneeq Eats, as you can see. So I'm cooking, I'm chefing it up. That's KU Eats right there. Then after that, I'm editing, I'm working, I'm filming it. That's KangU Productions, and I've produced those movies as well. I've actually just recently produced a music video. It's a very short music video. The music is by JID, and it's called song is called Doo Wop. It's the intro to his album back in 2017, and it's something real simple, but it puts me into a new sector of creating. So with that sector, I was like, I can do music videos, and now I can keep working on creating music videos and keep up in the quality of those music videos. Just put your work out there.
Hold on, I gotta stop on that one. JID, as in the.
Yeah, no. I didn't work with JID.
Oh, okay.
I didn't work with JID. No, what I did was I just grabbed a song from JID.
Gotcha.
And I mouthed the lyrics of that work.
Gotcha.
Over I mouthed the lyrics of that work over the song.
Gotcha.
Beat, and I created a video, but what that did was it made my brain. It was for the first time. I've never thought to create a music video, but for that first time, it made me put myself into a mute rap artist and a musical artist, how their thought process might be when they want to create a music video.
Okay, so I know you touched on it a little bit. You are in school while you're doing all this?
Yeah, I'm in school. I'm finna finish it. Finish high school, but yeah, I'm in school.
Yo. Kind of off subject. I'm just gonna ask. You like some Steve Harvey? You like Steve Harvey?
I like cool.
Cause like you doing some stuff. You doing some Steve Harvey stuff right now, man. Like, cause like in all honesty, I always preach constant improvement, continuous improvement, continuous growth.
Yeah.
One of my favorite mentors over the course of my life. He country fella.
Yeah.
Capital K, no O. Okay.
Yeah.
Country. What he used to go, Brandon? I go, yeah, Brandon. The reason I do what I do is because you're either always growing, you're always learning, or you're just not alive. And I go, man, that's real.
That's real.
That's real.
When you send on this earth, I mean, it's either two things. Like you said, you always gonna be growing, or you just living. Or
Exactly.
You're not even living. You just here.
You're either existing or you're living.
There you go. That's the two.
You're either existing or you're living. Yo, and to bring it back, like the whole Steve Harvey thing, like one of the things Steve Harvey will tell you about his personal habits and tendencies, as well as his encouragement for men such as ourselves.
Yeah.
Whatever your current routine is, do more. And it's really that simple. Steve, like, we know, since we're talking about build a legacy, build a kingdom, we know the empire Steve Harvey has.
Yeah.
That man is everywhere in everything. Game show host, talk show host, media fixation, radios, TV, interviews, always working. And then, on top of his already busy day, working out, planning for the future, brainstorming. There's so many, like, Steve doesn't even get 8 hours of sleep a day. And that's an old man.
Yeah.
Steve is only a little bit younger than my mama.
Yeah.
You gotta think, I'm 20 years older than you.
Yeah.
So, like, Steve is only a little bit, seriously, Steve is only a little bit younger than my mom would have been. My mom was like would have been, this is 2023. My mom would have been 73 years old.
Yeah.
Come July of this year. So Steve got to be in his late 60s.
Yeah.
And this man that's in his late 60s that has every justifiable reason to be able to be relaxed, to be able to go,
sit back.
I can just sit back. To this day, proactive, not just active, proactive, diligent, working like he's half his age.
Yeah.
And there's so many lessons to glisten from those examples, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it, man. You really are gonna have an empire by the time all this is done. And I mean an empire. It won't be a kingdom. It's gonna be an empire. I can see that now.
That legacy. I want to pass it down to my children, and want them to build even more or build their own. That's what it's all about.
Legacy.
Legacy.
One of my favorite words. One of my favorite words. Oh man. Okay. So what triggered you to want to branch out from your comfort shell? Because some of your development I can infer, not to say it is or isn't, I can infer came from organic development, but did your entry into cooking and entry into production, did that come naturally for you?
What do you call it? So my mom, she's always been somebody that's cooking. Like, she's looking at new recipes, she's figuring things out, she cooks at the family functions. She's always cooking. I've always been the one to be right under her looking like, okay, yeah. And I'm picking up little things that she's doing, and I'm learning how to cook myself, because one thing that she told me is like, don't be the person that can't cook. Don't be the person in the relationship that can't cook. Don't be the person that you in your household and you have to just eat ramen every day. I mean, it's not a knock on those people, but it's like, don't be that person.
Right.
Always know how to provide for yourself, Chavez. So as I was learning those things, I went into the culinary program at Rockdale Career Academy when I was in 10th grade, and I got the opportunity to cook under chefs and work different types of jobs and work different events, and learning from those chefs, learning their ways, how meticulous it can be, but how you can run a kitchen and how you can make it fun for yourself. And with that's where I learned that experience to start cooking. Like, all right, let me cook for myself, but for the world though. Like, let me cook under my ownership. Let me do that for myself. So that's kind of Rockdale Career Academy. It helped me with those experiences. Now production, a new thing nowadays is that you are something new for kids. When Minecraft was really blowing up back in the day, every kid, and I mean pretty much every kid that played Minecraft watched probably a YouTuber at the same time, and I was one of those kids. So I've been producing my own videos since I was like 10, playing Minecraft, man, enjoying Minecraft. Actually, if we going Minecraft, I was 8. So I've been playing Minecraft since then, but I had my own YouTube channel since I was like 9. And from that point on, I've been producing my own videos. That's how I know about certain things as far as the microphones. It wasn't until later when I went to Rockdale Career Academy, took up a production course where I started learning camera shots and the type of audio quality and editing softwares. But beforehand, I also was dabbling in that as well. So I had to figure out what I needed to record with, like an Elgato or something like that. The software editing, the software programs. I was only using a base Sony Vegas Pro, but I'm still learning the ways to just put together a video. So I started learning that when I was like 9 years old.
Yo, okay. Stargazer, welcome to the round table. As always, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because now that I think about it, you didn't get to hear this. Counting blessings, my friend. We are counting blessings and claiming them. So thank you much for joining in and joining in this chat and this discussion. We're having phenomenal dialogue with this young man right here, and legitimately young man. Like, yo, I'm impressed. I'm supremely impressed. So how old were you when you started going into you said it's called Rockdale?
Yeah, Rockdale Career Academy.
Rockdale Career Academy. How old were you when you started going there?
I was 15.
So was that part kind of like a part of your is it kind of, because I know some schools their career academies, it's like for lack of a better word, intrinsic part of their schooling? Like, was that part of a service that your school offered, or was it something that
it's a part of this, like, it's not a part of the school I go to, but it is like the school that I go to. They like, yeah, you can go to Rockdale Career Academy. The second you hit, sometimes ninth grade, but the second you hit 10th grade, you can go to this place. Like, they have buses that send you there. And basically the point of the school is to give you a career niche. So they have a bunch of different things such as nursing, culinary, auto mechanics, production, forensics. They got a bunch of cool different things over there. And they also have the materials and some of the resources to put you in different fields and get you out into the workforce as well once you get a junior and senior. So it's a good opportunity, and I took advantage of that opportunity.
That part, because that's something that this generation has that mine didn't have in abundance. Opportunity, and resources. Mm-hmm. Did you check out the entire stream from the last one?
Not the entire.
Okay, so like one thing that was taken away when Fitz was on the stream last time, he was preaching, and I mean preaching, the power of the certification, cert. And something that was brought up that was a subtle point, but it's one that is so much more important than I initially thought, than the masses may even value. Again, opportunity. One of the things he said, he was able to get that welding degree because, quote, Obama had these programs out that allowed for me to do that and stuff like that. Like, the opportunity's there.
Yeah.
This generation has it. Like, literally every school, even if it's not even at your younger ages, at 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, every school has these career centers. They're not just token career centers either. They're like chock full of resources. Yeah. They're setting people up. So like, one has to truly question, what are the talks parents, leaders, mentors having with our kids when the resources is right there.
Yeah.
But I commend you and your community for going, the resources are here, let's use it. Like, but it's really that simple. Success is really that simple. Find the resources, find the opportunities, make the most of it. Execute. Really that simple. I gotta share something with you because I found my homeboy. I met him. He's actually my roommate's cousin.
Yeah.
But I met him not knowing he was my roommate's cousin. But anyway, my homeboy, he graduated. I want to say he graduated from Clemson, and basically became a professional physical trainer.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to this meme. It's a meme, but it's filled with truth, and it covers this subject: commitment versus interest. And it's so very true. Going back and forth. When you're committed, you find a way. When you're interested, you find an excuse. When you're committed, you do whatever it takes. When you're interested, you do what's convenient. When you're committed, you do it consistently, and when you're interested, it's occasionally. And then when you're committed, you take accountability. When you're interested, you point fingers and shift blame. And I'm like, I'm still in that one. I'm still in that one because, like, it's a truth. It is a truth. And again, I'm loving the commitment that I'm seeing from you. I'm loving how you're pushing yourself. Every part of your narrative this today has all been focused on, let me exert myself, let me push myself.
Yeah.
Let me see how much farther I can go. What's the best I can do.
Yeah.
And it's so encouraging to see stories like yours, because as you're doing more and exerting yourself more, you're realizing that some fantasy statements our parents used to tell us, we can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Every parent has told their kids, you can do anything. But not everybody does everything, because they don't exert themselves. They don't push themselves. They're not committed. And you showcase a commitment to your agenda.
Yeah.
My man, once again, bro. Once again, mad respect, much love. Much love. I'm very pleased with this. I'm very pleased and happy to have gotten to get acquainted with you, to get to talk back and forth about principles, philosophies.
For sure.
Let me think. I wanted to make sure if there was any other things that I wanted, because I remember just in messaging you, I had so many questions. Let's see here. Check. Ooh, yeah. So again, you shared it with me personally, but let's share that with the audience. So in your definition, what makes a person a king or queen?
The person, we spoke about it this whole time. Actually.
Yeah,
It's the person that continues to push themselves. It's the person that always looks to better themselves, and like I said, you plant them seeds in other people's heads, but you also looking to grow your own seed and gain your own knowledge and push yourself and execute the different things that you need to do to become a better version of yourself. That's all being a king and queen is, man. Mm-hmm. It's not staying in complacency.
Mm-hmm.
Staying in complacency leads you into a life where you're not going to be happy at the end of the day. Happier the life that you built for yourself. I just want you to, as if I see you as a king or a queen, I see you that you're continuing to work to better your environment, better the people around you, and better your family. Short, plain, and simple.
Mm-hmm. To add on to that, for me, I've always said, and you hit the nail on the head, whether it's on purpose or accident, unique.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, and I've been screaming this for years. Full transparency, I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo to the masses.
Mm.
Now notice what I said. I'm a weirdo to the masses, and there's a reason for that. Here's the context behind that statement. The reason why is because I'm not like the masses.
Yeah.
Your most basic rule for success is to not be like everybody else.
Yeah.
When you think about what makes the very things that make a queen or a king, the very things that make time to block that. Definitely. I gotta do it in Twitch. There we go. Twitch. Block. But the very things that make the people that are truly royal, that are true leaders, they all stand out.
Yeah.
They all stand out. And if they don't stand out, usually it's because they're in the company of standouts.
Yeah.
Like, you got to realize that if I want the same ends as the masses, then I can do what the masses are doing.
Mm-hmm. Follow.
I can keep following those same systems, those same habits, those same tendencies. Spot on. Follow. But Obama, and for that sake, any president, they stand out for reasons.
Mm.
That they're in the 1% because they're the 1%. By definition, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It is an anomaly. They stand out. They're unique.
Mm-hmm.
Our favorite champions, our favorite entities, our favorite narratives and stories all stand out.
Mm.
Oftentimes, sometimes it is for the worse. Oftentimes we focus on them because it's for the better.
Yeah.
But they all stand out. They all are unique because they all promote the things that we ought to be doing most of the time.
Yeah.
Even the old school gangster stuff. The fascination with them is because they were gutted. They were willing to do whatever it took, even if they didn't have the opportunity or the resources.
Yeah.
That's the reason the gangster, the old G culture is what it is.
Yeah.
But they stand out. You want success? That's even if you don't want it. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. So again, I commend you so much for doing just that, my brother. And you don't hear me using that, my brother, often. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It's refreshing to see this from you. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I think that's about the most of the questions I had planned.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add on, or wanted to say, or wanted to put out into the world?
Hey, y'all, at the end of the day, be a king, be unique, man. Continue to build upon yourselves. Continue to plant the seeds in other people. Continue to plant your seed in your head. Promote inner worthiness within yourself. And that we all going to be good at the end of the day, man. We all going to be better versions of ourselves. And I really want that for my young generation. Because sometimes I see my young generation fall into a trap and fall into a continuous time warp of themselves on social media, or say personifying themselves as other people and taking on the lives of other people rather than figuring out who they are. And then one day they might wake up and they looking at somebody that they don't even recognize. That's what I don't want for my people. And that's what I don't want for the young generation that I'm speaking to. It's for all, now KangUneeq's for everybody, but I am speaking to the young generation. I'm speaking to us to better ourselves and to become the best version of ourselves and not anybody else.
That brings up a different question that I have for you. I can't end it now that I got that question. What unique challenges have you had, be it personal or professional, to get to this point, to get to where you're at today?
Probably time. As a child, you do actually have a lot more time than the average adult. You know, the average adult that's already in their life and they say they didn't have the resources to have like a business on the side where there's money just coming in and everything like that. You got to go to work. You got to provide for yourself. You got to make money, provide for the family, put food on the table. As a child, you have that time. You go to school, and honestly, however you want to pursue about your time, as far as in playing sports or doing anything else, painting, skateboarding, however you pursue that time, you have a lot more of it. You don't have to pay the bill. You don't have to do that type of thing. For me, though, it's trying to diversify the time that I have now. Making sure that I'm straight. I've been trying to make sure that my grades are all straight, to be able to receive the type of acknowledgement and rewards that I receive now. Had to make sure my grades were straight. That required time in my sector, and diversifying the time within KangUneeq. One thing that I do for myself is I don't burn. I make sure I don't try to burn out, because if you burn out, you're not gonna be. I say continue to work, and I say continue to put forth effort and everything like that. But at the same time, don't burn yourself out, because a burned out person isn't gonna provide any. They're not gonna provide their full version of themselves that they can. So you don't want to burn yourself out, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm diversifying the time that I have into where I can put it, as far as in KangUneeq East production and gaming and apparel. I'm moving as much time as I can, but as I'm doing that, I'm also providing time for myself, continue to be a Kang, continue to better my knowledge as far as in other factors of the world, other factors to maybe add towards Kang, but nothing. But yeah, that's the challenge that I've dealt with, is just time.
Man, you hit the hit. You hit another one spot on, bull's eye on that one, because so well said too. Because again, I'm literally twice your age, and that's the biggest hindrance as a person that's already in the system and already in the workforce, already have the daughter, already trying to find a significant other, already you hit the
Time.
I'm gonna have to look up those laws of mathematics for real.
Yeah.
Cause bro, like that wisdom, that's some next level stuff.
What's the one thing you can't get back?
Time.
You're
right. You're absolutely right. So like, cause actually, what y'all don't know, he met me here for this endeavor, and I was still in my work uniform. Before we came up, I got on the Malcolm shirt right now, but when we got here, it was because I wanted to get the time off to actually dedicate and focus and just be all in and cued in. And like I said, everything that could go wrong went wrong prior to y'all getting here. But because of that, yeah, I wanted to get off. Small backstory I didn't share with you. Wanted to get off, couldn't get it off because of some events at work, this, that, and another. How great would it have been were I my own CEO, right?
Yup.
But again, we all learn at different paces, different rates,
Yeah.
and that is all okay. That's something else I want to encourage to the masses too, young, old, alike. It is okay. The important thing is to take those first steps and to continue consistently
Consistency.
doing that same thing. But yeah, so
nobody's saying do it all at one time. Just continue to build upon it.
Continue to build upon it, which I do look forward to maintaining this bond beyond this. I look forward to talking, and for that sake, even learning from you, because obviously it's a very simple outfit right now. There's opportunity to grow, and I look forward to listening and going, hey, what advice you got for me? What can we do? What can I? I'm looking forward to all sorts of things, but most importantly, I'm looking forward to seeing your empire, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing your empire. Oh man. With that said, I do have to call it a wrap now, because again on the whole work tip.
Yeah.
So I worked yesterday. And I was supposed to be off yesterday.
Yeah.
But we had somebody quit recently, so I had to work yesterday. Work today, even though I wanted it off. And now I gotta work. Well, I don't say got to, but I signed up for a double because there's literally only one other situation that they can accommodate for. So now I gotta go from this to a little bit of sleep to working another 16 and a half hours. So yeah, but again, like we said, I'm executing that principle we've been talking about. How much work we put in, how diligent are we doing? And again, the CEO mindset doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a CEO.
Yeah.
But it does mean that you got to put in the work. You got to be diligent.
To work
Respect balances, but exactly. Work for yourself and be willing to. Oh, man. One of my friends from my last job came out with this saying, but he introduced me to this phrase that goes something like this. It's not verbatim, but something like this. Sacrifice today so you don't become sacrificed.
Mm-hmm.
When he put me on that, I'm like, ooh. I'm 38. Let me get right, young buck. You put me on game. Let me get right. So yeah, I don't mind it right now. I'm 38. I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it in while I can.
Yeah.
So with that said, for none other than KangUneeq's Chavez. It is Chavez, right?
Chavez Milam.
Cause I got the last name because I was listening, but I'm like, I want to say
Chavez.
I want to say that so bad because I'm influenced by so many Hispanics. Like my best friends growing up were all Hispanic. I perch my lip to say Chavez, and I'm like, I know that ain't it.
Chavez.
Now I'm acting Spanish. I want to say Chavez so bad. You heard how that rolled off?
Chavez.
I want to say it so bad. I know it's Chavez. I went to school with a couple of Chavez. I know what it is, but I wanted to say Chavez so bad.
Man, everybody do, man.
But man, for none other than Chavez, yours truly, the Legendheart, KangUneeq, the Round Table. Gonna keep counting blessings. Y'all stay blessed. We're out.